everyone, this is Mariella from Binary Option Sheriff. This is our second session with understanding Japanese candlesticks, their shapes, their sizes, and how they can help us with setting up a perfect trade both in binary options as well as in forex trading. In our first session, we went through the difference in colors and in shapes and in sizes of Japanese candlesticks, and we also understood how their shapes and sizes give us a bit of a different meaning each time they change. If you did not follow that candlestick session, you can just click on the link below. It's there for you to be able to review it and then keep going to the next one. But if this is your second session, welcome again. Just one other important thing, there is a full written review at the bottom of the session where you can just also go through whatever I will be telling you in this session in a written form and being calm about it, because this is a study that is absolutely very important in order to help you with your trade setups. So we have already discussed the shapes of candlesticks. We're going to go into a little bit of detail, and I am going to be giving you some very strange names, which are mouthfuls really, which are the names given to candlesticks, most of them associated with Japanese names, because that was the origin of the Japanese candlesticks. Let's get down to the chase and start understanding what candlesticks, their shapes, what their shapes are going to tell us and how they are going to affect our trading. So the first pair of candlesticks that I am showing you here, and as I explained in the previous session, whether they're green and red, whether they're black and white, the significance is the same. If they're blue and red, for the sake of our example, I have chosen blue and red, with blue being positive, it's a seller's market, it's a bullish market, whereas the red being a bearish market, being a seller's market, and being a downtrend. They all mean exactly the same thing. You just have to get your head around them. So what is Maribuzo? Maribuzo, it does sound like a crazy name, but it is one of the basic and most important candlesticks. This is a candlestick which has no shadows. It has no upper and lower wicks. Usually we see candlesticks with upper and lower wicks, and this is quite rare to see a full Maribuzo. If we look at a live trading session, which is at the moment in a 5-minute time scale, so as we have seen, a candlestick is a trading session of 5 minutes in this case, I cannot in the past probably couple of hours find a single Maribuzo. This is the closest you can get to a Maribuzo, but it still has a little bit of a tip, bottom and low. So this would be as close you can get to a Maribuzo. So this means that the price entry was at this very low part and it went all the way up without any excuse. This is a situation where you have full control by either the sellers or the buyers. So this is the first candlestick we learn. It is an extremely strong candlestick. It is a candlestick which shows us that from the opening price, in the case of a blue Maribuzo, to the closing price, they had absolutely full control of the market. The same in a seller's market. The sellers will have entered at this price here, but they managed to push the price all the way down to the closing price without any argument from the buyers. So that is our first candlestick. Whilst I'm on this page, I want to remind you also that you can get started with a free candlestick training course by just clicking on the link below, which is also the same as what we're showing on our page here, and this is the free candlestick chart that you can get even by clicking on this link, simply because the person who invented the Japanese candlestick was Steve Nison, who did this by going to Japan and studying and understanding how they were trading with candlesticks in order to buy and sell rice. Back to our trading session and training session, we now discover spinning tops. So basic Japanese candlesticks have a variety of names, and their shapes and sizes tell us a lot. In our previous session, we said that when we have a candlestick with no wicks, with no tops and bottom shadows, we know that it is a dead market. But when we have long and top shadows, they always tell us something. In this particular case, the spinning tops have a very, very small real body, but it means that the trading session in this particular case entered at this price and went up all the way to this price, but closed very, very close to the starting price. Same with the sellers. What the spinning top means is that there is a tie, there is a fight between buyers and sellers, and therefore none of them have been able to control the market. None of them have been able to change the price. They are both flexing their muscles. It's a tug of war. They are both pulling the rope in the equal strength, and no one is going to be moving left or right or front and back in this situation. Why is the spinning top so important? The spinning top is important because combined with other candlesticks, this is going to give us an indication that could possibly signify a change in a trend. And that is where we want to hit in and make some money. That is when, if you're a Forex trader, you will be looking at making pips by either buying or selling, or if you're a binary option trader, you will want to put your call and put trades. Next is the doji. Again, a very strange name. I know these names can be really a mouthful, and I know memorizing them might be difficult, but if you understand at least their significance without remembering what their name is, that is the most important thing for your trading. The doji is a real price battle. It means that wherever the price started, it closed at exactly the same point. In this long-legged doji, the legs are bigger than the upper body. The price entered was at this point. The price was kicked down all the way here. It was pushed up all the way to this level, but in the end closed at exactly where it started. In a different situation, we have the Dragonfly Doji, where the price was entered at this point. It seems like the sellers were having a good flow by pushing the price all the way down here, but in that particular session, the buyers were just as great, and they managed to close the price at the same time. The gravestone doji, in this case, we have the sellers who looking like they're flexing their muscles big time because the price started at this low point. It managed to go all the way up, but hey, you had very, very strong opposition from the sellers, and they managed to close the price at the same time. The 4-price doji is not a place you want to be. Although gravestone doesn't sound too great either, but the 4-price doji means that the price is very static, with buyers and sellers doing practically nothing about it. What is the significance of a doji? The significance of a doji is absolutely important because there is a very big tug of war between the buyers and the sellers. And whenever you see a doji following a Maribuzo or a big-bodied candlestick, you know that something is about to happen, and it's not going to be going in the gravestone. It's going to be, you're going to be making some money. Why is that? When the doji is following a candlestick with a very big long body, what it means is that the price is now at a tie. So in a long red candle, or in a downtrend, when you have a trend where you've had sellers putting the price down, when this is followed by a doji, it means that there is a very good possibility that the sellers are getting tired, that they are not having enough power to sustain the price fall anymore. So the doji is going to tell us that at this point, the buyers are kicking in because the sellers are getting too tired and they are about to take control of the market. Whenever a doji forms after a long number of candlesticks which are confirming a downtrend, you can rest assured that unless there is going to be something else happening in the market for the sellers to kick in, it's probably time for a reversal. And we always want to pick a market when there is going to be a reversal, because that's the only way we can make money by trading online. In the reversal situation, when you have Maribuzo, which is on an uptrend, so this is a buyer's market, the price has been pushed up, and we have the formation of a doji, we see that there is a lock on the price. So the price doesn't seem to be able to go up any higher. You have a situation where the sellers are flexing in their muscles and they are going to hit and kill the market. The longer the lower shadow means that they have been able to push the price enough down, but the buyers are still strong enough to be able to kick in and keep price at the same level. The third candlestick after this is usually the candlestick that will give us a lot of information, but that will be in our third session, and that will complete our 3 sessions of Japanese candlesticks. A few more shapes. The hammer. The hammer is one very important candlestick because it gives us a lot of information. There is the hammer and the hanging man. Both of them are very important and they happen in different situations. If you have a look at this graph that I am showing you here, we will tell you a little bit about the hammer and also the hanging man. So, in basic Japanese candlesticks, the hanging man and the hammer, as you can see in this, look exactly the same. But the fact that they have different colors means that, and they happen in different positions, means that they have a different meaning. A lot, of course, depends on the previous price movement. So if we are looking in this particular case at the hammer, we had a declining market, we had a seller's market, we had a downtrend. Whereas if you are looking at the hanging man, and when this happened, we had an uptrend, we had a seller's market. The hammer forms in this case when there is a downtrend and the hammer is plummeting and hitting at our baseline, at our price support line. So it's like a hammer hammering at the base, and if this is hit too hard, it's going to bounce up and we are going to see our reversal. Of course, the hanging man happens in a different situation when you have an uptrend, and this is like someone who is being hanged from his neck, hence the name, and it means that the price which has started off at this level, because it's after an uptrend, managed to go up a little bit more, but went all the way down and eventually closed at a price that was going to set a new downtrend. So in this case, this is hitting the resistance level. So the support level happens at this point, the resistance happens at this point, and this is when we are going to see a reversal. How do you recognize a hammer and how do you recognize hanging man? The hammer usually has a real body which is about 1/3 the size of the long shadow. The upper body is almost non-existent, or body, as you can see, is always at the end of a trading frame or at a trading range, and whether it's blue or red, it's totally insignificant, but what it signifies is that there is going to be a change in trend. The same goes for the hanging man. They are both looking pretty much the same, and this will lead us to the next set of candlesticks, which are the shooting star and the inverted hammer. Actually, these are looking like the same candlesticks but in the opposite directions. The shooting star and the inverted hammer are also suggesting a very, very strong possibility that we are going to have a reversal in trading, and this is where we want to kick in. This is where we are going to make money. As soon as we understand how and when the market is going to change, look at this possible situation. You have a downtrend. Imagine you pick the price up at this point, and in binary options you take a call. You are guaranteed to be having a winning trade. Same goes in Forex. Let's assume you pick up your trade at this point and you sell in this case, or you take a put trade. If you're doing binary options, you are guaranteed to be making some real and serious money. I will try to find this in a live trading session. Here we have, look, here we have a situation where we have something that is quite similar looking, although the wick is a little bit too long, but we have the same situation happening here, and immediately after, you have to be really quick with this, you have a reversal. This is a downtrend, but these we will see how the candlesticks put together are going to give us this important information. Look at this beautiful candlestick forming here, which is exactly what we are talking about now, and which has shown us that the reversal and trend, the reversal of the trend is happening here. This is a live chart that we are looking at. Look at this situation and go back to our charts, and you will see that we have a perfect inverted hammer, and this has shown us how the market has gone from a falling price into a rising price. Perfect hammer situation. Inverted hammer situation. Shooting star is the same thing, but in an inverse manner, and the significance of these stars, hammers, shooting stars, and all that jazz are absolutely fundamental in our trading sessions. These are very important notes for you to be able to access. The link is below this session. Everything I am telling you about is written, and you can go over and study it. Remember, please, this is the end of our second session, to subscribe to our YouTube reviews and to our YouTube posts, so that you can get more and more free information. And also subscribe to the binary option Sheriff University, where you have just clicking on a button a lot of free information. Remember, we are here to give advice, and we want everyone, especially new traders, not to be scammed. Just make sure you have some important information about learning how to trade binary before plunging into trading. And just one last thing, if you want to try trading without any risk, there are free demo accounts. I will pitch in that as well as a link at the bottom of this page, so you can go directly to opening an account with a broker without depositing any money and practice what I have been telling you with these candlesticks, and watch out for the reversals on a free demo account without risking 1 single cent of your money. Very important. Learn before you burn your pocket. Thank you. Catch you next time.